welcome to another YouTube video with Anthelion Helicopters. So today we've got kind of a special one for you. The guy who's usually behind the camera for the first time, not behind the camera and actually on the controls for a flight demo for us today. Just coming around and we're going. Alright, I got it for a second. Hopefully he's not going to scare the living crap out of me when we're doing this demo. We're looking good.
Behind and to your left.
You're flying, man. You're flying.
Awesome.
All right. Hello everyone and good afternoon. Welcome to another YouTube video with Anthelion Helicopters. So today we've got kind of a special one for you. The guy who's usually behind the camera, Ryan McGuinness here, is now going to be, for the first time since I've known him in 3 years, be not behind the camera and actually on the controls for a flight demo for us today. So it's going to be his first time, hopefully realising a bit of an ambition and a dream for you to get your ass on these controls. Hopefully he's not going to scare the living crap out of me when we're doing this demo, but the main idea of this is to give him an idea of what it's like to fly the aircraft and also give you an idea. This is really a demo video. We're going to go through like a 15 to 20 minute typical demo in the R44 or an R22 or the Cabri. We're going to do everything from straight and level to turns, climb to descents, and the real, where the rubber meets the road, is the hovering. That's by far the hardest bit. So how are you feeling, Ryan, today about all this?
Feeling pretty good. I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Well, let me get a few more of these checks done here and get us in the air, and we'll join you guys back live when we're up in the air. Good afternoon, helicopter 865 Papa Bravo is with your Ross Aviation with Charlie for a West Warner departure. We'll be down south on the river, around for a South Redondo arrival, landing at the pads. Alright. So to start with, just watch what I'm doing. See, I'm pushing left pedal right now. That's anticipating as I pull the collective, I'm counteracting the torque that's being generated. And up we go, get light on the skids, up we go. Look, see, I'm flying with my fingers. See that?
Yeah.
Yeah, see where my hand is, firmly affixed down here, right? Then we're going to do what we call a clearing turn, making sure we see what's going on.
And that's all from the pedals?
Yeah, that's all the pedals, but the cycling is keeping me where I am going. Everything's good, gauges are green, pressure temperature's good. Collective stays where it is. I just ease the cycling forward ever so gently. Nose wants to rise, passing through ETL, push it forward a little bit more, a little bit of right pedal, keep the nose straight. And off we go. Right, I'm waiting till we hit about 50 knots, and as we hit about 50 knots, I just ease back on the cycling, bring the ship level, pull in the collective to takeoff power, and up we go. That was a bit like verbal diarrhea, I know. There's a lot going on, that's for a future lesson. So, the pedals are the first thing, right? They're always the thing, ironically, that most people completely forget about when they're flying. But you see right now these little trim strings, these are the most expensive part of the entire helicopter, these bits of string on the front here. Right, and it's the same as a boat, it's looking for wind direction. Your job when you're flying with the pedals is just to keep those bits of string as far as possible where they're in the middle, right? So the wind's blowing straight up the nose. So we always use the term, don't step on your laces, right? So whichever way these bits of string are pointing, right? So if they're pointing like this way out the right, you push on the left pedal to bring it back to the centre.
Okay.
Right, if it's pointing out to this way, you push on the right pedal to bring it back to centre. The aircraft naturally wants to come to the centre, but nonetheless it's good for you to learn and figure out, right? We're trying to make things as efficient as possible, get equal airflow over both sides of the aircraft. That's what it's doing, right? That's the first thing that you're going to do. You're going to put your toes on the pedals, I'm going to push it out of trim. All I want you to do is bring it back into trim, right? So you got your toes on the pedals?
Yeah.
I'm going to push the right pedal here. You see those? It feels kind of funky as well, right?
Yeah.
Sort of leans over to your side and doesn't fly that great.
Oh, sideways.
Yeah, right? So now I want you to just ease that left pedal to bring those bits of string back to the centre. Right? See that?
Number 1,
yeah.
Right? Now let's do it with the left pedal. See, it leans over to my side now, kind of feels kind of funky and nasty. Right? Now do that. Push the right pedal back over. Right? Easy peasy. Now you've got the pedals. All I want you to do now is through this turn I'm going to do now over the 710. When we do a turn, obviously the wind changes direction, so those little things might shift. You just got to keep us we're in trim with those things as reasonably as possible up the centre during the turn. That's it. Not too much to do for you.
No.
Alright, so here we are into a turn. You know, you may not have to do anything to start with. The best thing to start with is always do nothing. Right, don't anticipate too much and just see what happens. You see it's kind of taking care of itself?
Yeah.
Right, nothing too bad, right? We're going to roll out, let's just see what's going on. We're pretty good. Yeah, you know, maybe just a little bit of right pedal. You know, just a tiny bit on the right pedal there. To bring it back like that. Yeah, it does it. Collective, you know, we're at 20 inches right now. Right, on that manifold pressure, if you put your left hand down, you don't need to worry about the pedals really right now, but you can if you want. You see we're about 700 feet right now. Right, all I want you to do is pull up on the collective until you're about 21. Right. So just ease it up, there you go, ease a bit more. You see our vertical speed indicator here is starting to go up, right? We're climbing. You know, normally 22 will give us about 500 feet a minute, but I don't want to go too hard, right? See how we're climbing? Pretty easy, like 800 feet, so go back down to 20.
Okay.
Right now. Right, somewhat like squeezing it down, right? Notice our vertical speed has gone, right? Now go down, this time go down to 18. Actually push it all the way down. You see how the nose wants to move slightly this way as well? Push the right pedal at the same time. But we're getting rid of torque, the nose wants to shift. Alright, so we're going to try and pick up Redondo Avenue in a minute here. Alright, so right ahead you see these crosses on the paths, on the cliff here. We're going to go up that road, right? Okay. So when you hit it, just go up Redondo Avenue. We're going to maintain 700 feet. And just nice and easy, just keep us coming. Alright, look where you want to go, look at those tanks. Up there, we're going to go that way.
Number 5904, base your discretion.
There you go, right? See this road below us? We're going to go right up the middle of this road. So we're in the roll, now ease out of the roll. Good. And we're there, now follow this road. Alright. Looking good.
Number
There you go.
330 Mike Echo, Long Beach Tower.
See, there's a slight delay, right? Once you make the input of the cycling movement, then it has to starts to roll over, and then it goes.
Right.
So it's always good to just do something, wait to see the result first, right? If that makes sense. You got the controls. I'm just talking to the tower. Tower helicopter 5 Papa Bravos coming up on the tank farm, looking for a pad assignment.
November 5 Papa Bravo, Roger. Pad 2, 3, or 4, clear to land.
Pad 3 clear to land, 5 Papa Bravo. All right, we're clear to land.
3.
Affirmative, Pad 3 Papa Bravo.
5 Papa Bravo, thanks.
All right, so I'm going to come on the controls now, but you stay with me to see what I'm doing, right?
All right.
So we're at 600 feet now. You've set us up pretty good here. We're just cruising along. We're going to be at 500 feet. So I'm going to push down on the collective a little bit, right? Slight bit of right pedal, keep those trim strings. Just keep the cyclic centered, minute little controls here, because everything, what you'll learn about helicopters, which you know quite obviously already, is that every input on one control affects the other controls, right? You can't make one input without it influencing the other, so you've always got to bear that in mind. And everything's always going on. Usually, like you say, people forget about the feet completely. So we're going to just trundle along here, and then we're going to make a sharp right turn once we've crossed 26 left here. We're going to come into the pads, and we're going to do a normal approach again. I'll talk you through what we're doing, and then you're going to have a go at hovering. And that's when you're going to sweat at that point. Start swearing. Alright, so here we are, we're coming across, we're checking the airport environment, making sure there's no conflicts here. Now I'm going to start just coming down the collective a little bit, aft on the cyclic, bit of right pedal, just to slow us down a little bit. Clear left, clear right, crossing 26 left. As soon as we crossed here, crank her over.
Number 3 Whiskey Mike, traffic 10 o'clock and 3 miles westbound.
Pulling a bit on the collective, just to keep us in the position, roll out, warning lights out, pressure jumpers in the green, everything's looking good, pre-landing checks. Now down on the collective, and those wants to move left, so I'm pushing right pedal, easing back on the cyclic just a bit, want to slow us down, don't want to be cranking it at 90 knots. Clear right, clear left, coming around here. If you notice in the turn, I'm pulling collective as well, because if I don't, we'll slip that way, right, centrifugal force. So I actually have to pull collective to give us more power to pull us back a bit.
I see.
Because so much of our lift has gone over to, you know, in the turn, we've lost a lot of our lift keeping us in the air.
537 frequency.
Keeping it coming around, getting aligned up with pad 3. The big one, right? We're going for the big one.
37.
So to come in here to the pad, what I've got to do is, you see what, you know, I'm looking through the glass at a sight picture here. We're looking roughly halfway down the glass for this. I'm going to start coming down the collective, slowing up on the side, pulling back on the cyclic, bit of right pedal. Alright, so we're going to deal with a hover much the same that we did with fly, right? I cannot emphasize enough, be gentle on the controls, right? And keep breathing. You'd be amazed how many people hold the breath when they're doing this.
Yeah, I noticed. I did hold
People
my breath.
hold your breath, guess what? You tense up. As soon as you tense up, forget it, you're going to over input everything. The more that you could sing songs to yourself in your head, I'll talk to you to distract you, just breathe. You will relax. When you're relaxed, you'll have smaller movements. When you've got smaller movements, you won't over input. When you don't over input, we won't be like a bucking bronco all over the place. We'll actually be good, right? So just remember those little things. I know it's hard because it's all adrenaline right now. You're like, what the F is going on here?
Just a little.
Right, but just try and relax as much as you can with it. So we're going to start with just going around in a circle to the left, right? Now bear in mind, going to the left is easier than going to the right. Going to the left is going against the power of the aircraft, the torque. So we're just having to add power all the time. It's much more control. When we're going right, we're letting the torque take over and it wants to spin, so you have to do more work. So that's kind of layman's terms, but essentially all you're going to do is you're going to go 90 degrees, stop, 90 degrees, stop, 90 degrees, stop. Lots to swallow, I know. Just remember what I said about the pedals. Use both at the same time. One to make you go, one to make you stop. If it starts going too fast, push the opposite pedal.
Okay.
Right? You can stay on if you want with the collective and the cycling, but you don't need to. I'm doing those. You're just going to do it.
Pedals.
You know, just the pedals right now.
Right.
You ready?
Ready.
All right, so you've got the pedals. Take me 90 degrees to the left. And always keep looking as far away as you can. Look at the tower.
Long Beach Tower, make left traffic, runway.
Right, stop at the tower. Good. Nice. 90 degrees again. You see how that wants to go back too much the other way? There you go.
That's the torque?
Yeah, that's the torque and the wind. Remember, you got the wind blowing as well. So the wind right now is up her ass, up the tail. So it wants to move you around a bit, but that's good. Right? It's this constant moving around there, right? All right, 90 degrees again. And stop it. You see how that wants to turn faster at that point? Because the wind wants to push you around, right? That's too much.
Okay.
There you go, right? Again, you probably started looking too close to the aircraft. Look out in the distance, remember, light on the toes.
Right.
Right, 90 degrees again to the left to bring us back into the wind. There you go, get ready on that right pedal, there you go. Bit more around to the right, left, bring us back to that. There you go, right, there you go. Good. See how much you have to do both pedals at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just nice and chilled. Right, keep positive pressure on both pedals. Right? See, it wants to sit into the wind, right? The reason why, when at 90 degrees it started to move around, was the wind was trying to push our tail
Oh,
to
okay.
accelerate your turn around, right? But now we're pointing into the wind, we're looking good. You want to try and go right?
Okay.
All right, just bear in mind, it's going to want to go faster because the torque, you're letting the torque take over. So be ready on the left pedal to stop it if it goes too fast.
Right.
All right, let's go 90 degrees. There you go, turning, that's it. Good. It's like you're just guarding that left pedal really much, right? All right, let's do it again. Another 90 degrees.
Takeoff 26 right, 86 Papa.
Guard it, stop it. There you go, stop it. Good. See it's fidgety now? Good. Push that left pedal, get us back to where you want us to be. There you go, keep us coming around, and we're going. All right, I got it for a second. Hard, right?
Yeah.
See what I mean? You know, if you with that right pedal, that wind can start taking you. You can get disorientated pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Right? You can you'll just literally start going like this, and before you know it, you're like, what the, right? And you have to get it back and stop it, right? Without cranking the power too much. So that's just what I did for you. But there you go.
Number 4 Sierra Papa, exit golf.
All right.
Take off, cut it ground, 724.
Starting to sweat yet?
A little bit.
A little bit, all right. Let's do collective, right? All I want you to do right now, I'm going to take us in a left turn. I want you to try and keep us at the same height.
Eastbound,
Right? All right. I'm going to take us round, just keep us at the same height. We start to go up, just do the opposite. Like I said.
3.5 mile final, runway 30.
Your eyes outside, just ease up on it a little bit. There you go. Good. If you're just going down, just pull up, don't look in front of it. Good. All right. Now, make us go up.
Southbound is approved, departure from Ross Beach and Risk.
That's it. Keep us going up. Keep us going up. Woohoo! Cool, huh? All right,
Yeah.
slow down. We want to go to the moon. Now ease us to come down. Just make sure we don't hit the ground. All right, and we're coming down, and we're coming down. There you go. Just stop us before we hit the ground. Ta-da! Right, good work. Now the fun bit. Now the cycling. Now you want to let go of those pedals and that collective, right? All you're going to do is try and keep us in the same spot. Now just watch how much I'm moving the cycling to keep us in this spot.
Number 5399 Long Beach
Nothing,
Tower,
right?
left traffic,
Literally just very, very tiny movements. That's all I want you to do. Okay? I'll turn this radio down a bit here. Alright? Alright. You ready?
Ready?
You're just going to do nothing to start with. I'll take it if it goes all crazy bucking Bronco. You got it? Your control.
Got control.
Whoa, I got it. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So what happens is you let it go too quickly and then you over inputs.
I see.
What I always say to people is almost don't think about it. I'll talk to you about something else, let your subconscious take over, right? If your conscious mind cannot think fast enough to do this, because by the time you thought, oh shit, it's going too far, guess what? It's too far, and then you over input.
I see.
Alright, let's try again. So if I start talking about the weather or something like that, or we talk about the news or something like that, then you know you're going to start, hopefully a little bit here will start, well, it's like a bucket Bronco, this is great fun. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh, this is going to make for some good footage, this. Oh, my lunch is going to come up here pretty soon. I got it. Good, right? Alright. I want you to be even gentler on this now. I'm just going to reverse her a little bit here, get us back to where we need to go.
Like ballet.
It is, you know. Like I said, just do nothing to start with, right? Do absolutely bollocks all. Like that. You see what I mean? I'm going to be on here a little bit just to make you feel it. A little bit, relax your fingers. You're holding too tight. There you go. Just use your fingers. There you go. Breathe, chill. Oh, there you go. You know what I mean? See what I mean? Now you're relaxing. Right, just always move your fingertips, breathe deeply. I sound like a yogi. I'm like one of those things on YouTube that helps you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Breathe deeply, fly with your fingers, don't do anything. There you go, now put your feet on the pedals, left hand on the collective. Just hold everything nice and smooth, nice and light, keep us in the same spot. And guess what? You're flying. Right, keep it smooth, keep breathing. Use your instinct, don't think about it too much, and you're flying. For a second. Alright, there we go. See how you start to feel that?
Yeah.
Nothing could be more true than less is more with this game, right? You want one more go? Then we'll head on back to the barn?
Yeah.
So just remember everything I said, you've got all the controls. Look in the distance, look at that plane, relax your mind, and it's you. Right, just feel what it's doing, the aircraft will move, and just instinct, just react. There you go, you're making the right movements. I can feel you're making the right movements. Good. Always make your reactions small like we did in flight. Wait and see what happens, right? Just wait and see what happens. There you go. You might, smallest movement could just do enough for you. Nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to let this go a little bit to see what you do. Just see how seasick you can make me feel. Oh, we're not too seasick. All right. Okay, doing good. There you go. Let's see. Now I got the bucket Broncos. I think you're going to cancel that out. Good. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, you still got it. Now where are we going? Where are we going now? Whoa. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, super sensitive.
Yeah. I'll be down. I think I'll be flying from the Bravo and then time to investigate taxi back to Ross. Cool, now we're taxiing back. There you go, man. There's a taste. There's an adrenaline of 20 minutes for you, 15 minutes to...
That was awesome. I'm ready to continue.
Well, we'll get some future ones going there. But you see there's a lot going on, right?
Oh yeah, tons going on. It's like you're 3D. It's a 3D feeling.
Yeah, and this is what I tell people as well. I say for so much of your life you're used to thinking in 2 dimensions when you're driving on the road, walking, whatever, right? You're only literally looking left and right and behind you and in front of you. For the first time in how many years of existence for you, you've had to start thinking in 3 dimensions,
right,
above and below you, and that adds a whole new aspect to how your brain has to operate and actually work. Because now you've got 3 different access to moving. It's so much more complicated. It's so much harder, right? And that's where you have to be so gentle on the controls. It truly is less is more, right? As you started to see the difference between when you were moving it too much versus just moving it a little bit was immense.
Right.
When you're moving it too much, you just create far more problems for yourself, right? When you're moving it a little bit, you don't create so many big problems, right, that you have to fix. It's like, just give yourself less to do. You know, big movements equal big issues to fix equals, you know, a lot more work for you and makes me shit myself a little bit. But it was good. But you know, there's a couple of times I gave you all of the controls for a really good reason, right? And that was to distract you from the cyclic. So I give you those controls on the collective and the pedals, and your brain starts not overly focusing on the cyclic as well at the same time, but starts to divide its attention so you don't overly focus, right? Which again is an issue for dudes usually, because we, as men, we tend to be very, you know, singular focus on one thing, right? We're very good at concentrating on one thing. We're not good at multitasking, and because we do that, we can create some issues for ourselves. So by being an instructor, one of the biggest aspects of it is psychology. I've got to really think about how you learn. especially when you're getting overloaded with stuff. How can I calm your mind down? How can I get you to breathe more? How can I not have you over focus on one thing to your detriment? And that's so a lot of that psychology comes into it.
Wow.
So yeah, no, you did pretty good. I mean, it's you know, usually you can't give people 3 controls. I mean, honestly, usually they are just a bucking bronco all the way. You know, in a 22, it's even worse. In a 22, it's like, oh, I feel sick as a dog straight away. So that, no, actually, that was pretty good.
Nice.
So it should be noted that normally as well you would sit this side as well doing this, but in the interest of quickness today, because we are on a limited time, I chucked you on the other side. You still get to fly, you know, but normally you would sit here.
Well, cool. That was awesome. I think I could actually do this with proper training. I feel, you know, more confident than I was
half an hour ago.
Right.
Yeah, when you were pooping your pants half an hour ago.
Yeah, exactly.